You think there is a meaning? There is not?
Accomplishing yourself.
Eh?
Accomplishing yourself.
In what sense? Having a job, having a family, having money, surviving, being good.
I mean, making your dreams come true, maybe. Making the things you want to occur, happen. Make it happen.
Okay, so for me, like, I mean, I'm not, you're talking about your life, but I'm talking like general life, like why there is bacteria, why there is cats, dogs, flies, why there is so much life. It has a meaning, it has a purpose, or why it's here for so many years. 4,540, well, no, this is the Earth, when it's supposedly started. For me, technically, it only has one meaning. It's to create more life. This is life. Like, why we think everything else is death and life is only like animals, flies, plants, because they copy themselves. So for me, life, the only meaning of life is to continue all the time creating copies of itself. But there is no, for me, like divine origin or anything. It's just a mechanism that copy themselves, and it never stopped for a lot of years.
Me.
Go.
If that was the meaning of life, why do we have the power to choose not to create?
Not to continue life?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a powerful tool we have, because we are the only animals who can choose not to continue life. But even like that, we continue life, because it's so intrinsic in us. Now we spoke about this, why people don't kill themselves. I think this is the reason, because life, it's so in our genes, in all our bodies, so we love life, because it's like life has to be made to love life. And life cannot love death, because then it's not life anymore. So I think this is one of the reasons, because it's so intrinsic in our genes to keep alive.
But there are still many people who don't make babies.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
But you can keep life in many ways. You can support a family. There's no problem with that. This is like also why we are like. This is how to explain. The technical term is I don't remember in English. Like why people do things that seems to be against life. For example, why people are generous. Why you are giving your resources to someone else. If you should use the resources for yourself. But this is why they say we have a species mindset. Because it doesn't matter if you survive, the important thing is if the species survive. So in this case, this is how like biologists explain, I don't know how the name. Yeah, like.
Does the biology explain because we revolate?
Evolution?
Yeah, we
Evolve?
from apes. Yeah.
Okay.
So if they don't have the choice to live or death, live or
Dying?
yeah, dying. So why do we have that choice?
Because we became conscious. We have all these properties. I will explain it.
Does that? Okay.
Okay, something else? Okay, so this is, I put it here, the most important thing. This is, I call it the cosmic scale of life. The Earth started here, this is millions of years ago, so 4,000 millions of years ago. Life started 3,700, according to evidences, science, and everything. Then we started slowly developing more things, and we, like mammals, only 200 millions of years ago. Yeah. So when I started, I didn't start with the origin of life. I started more with the origin of consciousness, and I was asking myself a lot, like, something is its past or just the result. I mean, something is the process or just the result. Something is the past or just the present. No, you can think with yourself. Are you the present or are you all your past?
Why can it be both?
Eh?
Why can it be both?
Yeah, we are both, no? So, yeah, if we are both, what does it mean? If we are the present and we are all the past, that you can go all the way, to the past, and that means you have something in common with this bacteria 3,000 millions of years ago, and that's a lot. So I was thinking a lot also, like, because I have a lot of dogs, I have 9 dogs or right now. So I was thinking like dog have consciousness, and then I was thinking flies have consciousness, and then I was thinking bacteria have consciousness, because we always spoke about consciousness, or I always thought about it like very human thing. No, we see like human are conscious and whatever, and I was thinking about how dogs think, how flies think, because they seem to have some kind of consciousness. No, they seem to interact with the environment. They seem to have also like a goal, no, to keep creating life. So I was thinking about this question. Okay. So this is every part with which our consciousness work. Every part I could find. So I started to develop all of this. So these 4 first, I call this the bacterian consciousness. Bacteria only have these properties.
Can you define consciousness?
Consciousness for me is like interacting with the. It's like life for me. It's the same, because consciousness for me started with life. So you can say it's the same as life, because life is a mechanism that is conscious of its environment, and it profit of the environment to keep alive. No, it's like controlling the mechanism of the universe for your own goal. Yeah,
Controlling the mechanism of universe.
for your own goal.
What
Yeah.
is mechanism of universe?
All of them:
What?
physics, chemistry, biology, geology.
So dogs use physics to
Yeah,
do what?
to survive.
How?
How? It's obvious.
Example.
The example, just walking, is know how to. You have to understand physics to walk. No?
So dogs understand physics to walk.
Yeah, they understand gravity, no? They understand what is up, down, they understand if they jump, they are going down, they understand distances, they understand power.
Do they understand
Speed.
or do they try and fail and learn?
It's the same.
No,
How is it the same?
they code it, I think.
Eh?
They code it.
They?
They code it. They used to.
It's coded in their brain, he says.
Ah.
Yes.
Genetics, genes.
Yes, they don't think, or I don't know if they have goal, or if you teach them to jump or do something they don't used to, so then you make them. So I don't know that, or I don't believe that if you define the
Consciousness.
consciousness, it's the life, and and about they wants. I don't think that they have one.
Dogs are not conscious.
Yep.
Yes, if they uh, because they code it.
You are not coded?
Yes, but when I want to do something, I can do it, but they don't.
They don't.
Yes.
Dogs don't do what they want?
No, they just code it.
And you are not?
Yeah, I have codes, of course.
So.
But we have a
But
difference.
yeah,
Because we are aware of our past, ourself, our present, and our future. This is what makes us consciousness, being aware of all 3: past, present, and the future. I mean, dogs aren't aware of themselves.
They are.
How?
How?
Also there's a difference between knowing and understanding. You say dogs understand physics. No, they know that that's up and that's down. Like they know that they will fall down, but that's not the same thing as understanding. We understand it, they don't.
We understand it?
Yeah, we do.
The ancient Egyptian used physics, but they don't that the physics it's how it's worked. They just tried and fell and reached to some knowledge. But I've heard some philosopher speaks about that subject. But the first time the consciousness appealed in Greek, in ancient Greek. They start to think, or they found how they can think. But and they start the recording of science when they do some trial and it fails or achieve. So they make a record. So the people who come after them, they will know that there is no use to do the old methods because were tried already.
Yeah. This is human consciousness, but there is many consciousness.
So dogs
There are.
don't understand physics, but they code it to survive just.
Yeah, they use it.
So they don't have consciousness.
Yeah, this is what I said, like something is the present or it's all the past. No? You all said everything is the past. So consciousness is not just us. Consciousness come from a long way. So
That's what you think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is what I was telling. Bacteria only have 4 properties. The 5, we are humans, so we have 15 properties of consciousness. What you are telling about is these 3, no? Thanks to words and to drawing, we have, we know the past, the future, no? For example, and this is only mammals, no? Mammal has 12 properties, but every animal has different properties, every living being. This is, there are different levels of consciousness.
Consciousness is more than that.
For example,
It's not just drawing, finger pointing your emotions.
what
It's
else?
being aware of yourself and your surroundings. It's understanding that people think differently and there are different things happening in their brain. And we cannot even be 100% sure that other people have consciousness. We can only be sure about ourselves. That's why this matrix theory works so well, because people can never put themselves in someone else's consciousness. That's why we're not sure if they're robots or like if they're fake. So no, that's not just consciousness. There is not even a like concrete definition of consciousness. There people are still researching about it. I don't know where did you get that 15 things.
This is my research.
Oh, okay. So you should tell the other scientists because they're really behind.
No, I think this is science.
I mean, there is still they still are not sure about the definition of consciousness because we still don't quite understand what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you put it in 15.
Yeah.
Subcategories.
Because I think I'm a good researcher.
Okay.
No, I've been reading a book for 8 years. It's a lot of research.
Writing one book doesn't mean you got it correctly.
I didn't say it's right, but I think it's original. So you're seeing like something very original. I've never seen consciousness playing like so structured.
Just because it's
Structural.
original doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good.
So why are you saying it's original? What?
You use a lot of fallacies to debate.
I learned it from you, thank you. So
There's
why
trauma.
are you saying this?
Eh?
If you don't think, do you think this is correct?
Of course. Don't you think
Do you mind me asking how did you get to this?
8 years?
Okay, what is the research? What did you do?
I can explain all of it.
Do it.
We just started.
You say that, but then you skip to another topic.
Which topic?
I don't know, you did that all the time.
No, we're gonna speak all the class is gonna be about this. All the class. So I was telling like, yeah, that's it. No, I think yeah. For me, consciousness is not. Yeah, it's everything. Consciousness started with the first living being. This is why I went back. No, and we think. You said to understand, other people's mind. How do you understand other people's minds? Because you have this, no? But think, a dog don't have words, so how dogs understand things?
How do you know they don't have words?
Yeah,
We've
actually,
been through this, yes.
Yeah. They don't have a language,
How do
a
you know
complex language.
I lived, yeah, they don't have, of course, they don't have a complex language, but I've lived with cats and dogs for, uh, I'm allergic to, by the way, to animals, but I've spent a lot of time to hear them, and they have, they, of course, they produce some noises, but it's not noises. They
Yeah.
contacting, and they under both of them. It's like it's for me. It's like an African in somewhere. I don't know. It's
An African.
African language maybe,
Ah,
but it's a language. There is a language. There is a
yeah.
word.
They communicate, but
When they feel pain, I've heard I've heard a birth voices for cat, and she was in pain, and she revealed it to other cats, and they try to um, uh, feel her or ease her, or
they have emotion, no?
not just motion. They have a language, a dialogue.
Yeah, because when you have emotion, you can realize other living beings have emotion, so you have empathy.
Yes, and cats, I think, have empathy
Yeah.
more than humans.
This is not more, it's we are the same, we are mammals. We all have, this is why we care, no? This is where, like, one of the criticism of veganism is we care about mammals, but we don't care about fungi, you know? Like, you can kill fungi, but you can't kill mammals. Why? Because we feel empathy with mammals, but we don't feel empathy with fungi.
We eat all of them over here. I don't know the vegans maybe.
Okay, let's start. This is the most interesting question. Do you have any ideas?
What do you think?
Eh?
What do you think?
Tell me yours first. Tell me yours. Do you have any ideas? What do you think? How life began? Do you think it was God? No, you were religious, I think.
No, I have a religion. I've
Trying to
said that
box
before.
people.
Eh?
Trying to box people into ideas.
Do you? How do you think life began?
But not
There are many theories, but none of them is proven, so
Okay. So which one do you like the most?
none of them?
Convinced you the most?
None of them.
And you?
I mean, it says where did life begin? How? It doesn't say how did life begin.
Yeah.
Yes.
It can be any question. How, why, where? But I like where, no? Because it has to be somewhere.
In Earth, I guess.
Eh?
In Earth, I guess.
Come on, bro. Earth is very.
Maybe
It was-
came from.
It was in the mountains, it was in the land, it was in the seas.
Why is that important?
It came from another planet. There is a
That's a
theory.
theory, yeah. Yeah, they are not, yeah. It's a theory. So,
In the Abrahamic religions also, the God created Adam died in some other place called paradise and sent him to earth. So maybe if there were a God, he can create anywhere, right? Not just on earth.
yeah.
If there weren't also, it would be.
No, I said I understand the first one. If there's a God, he could create anywhere. What's
Yeah,
the second?
and the other probability, if there is no God, still it could be started in anywhere in the universe. That's what I said.
Until it's proven, it doesn't really matter.
No, it's not proven. I just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like until it's proven, it doesn't really matter where it started.
So, the theory with most evidences, I found it in submarine volcanoes. Do you know, like, the scientific explanation for life? How life was created only 200 years ago, before like let's
All on the coast, in the coastal.
no, like for example, if you leave a food in the forest, how did the fungus appear in the food or bacteria? You know the scientific explanation, because this is a very complex topic. We didn't know anything like after, before 200 years ago.
Evolution.
No, it was literally from magic. Not magic, but they thought life just was like popcorn. It just appeared because we didn't have the microscope, so we didn't understand the bacteria and everything else. So the scientific explanation was literally magic, like life just suddenly comes out of nothing. It's called spontaneous generation. The scientific theory, not religious or anything. Okay, so this is the most probable place where life started. It reminds you of something, of a room in a house. You know, for me it's like a kitchen, no? We have fire, we have water, and we have ingredients. So this is the most with most evidences. You have fire here, you have ingredient, the ingredient come here, and here is like a mix of a lot of molecules, a lot of things, and they think it was here. It was, obviously, we're here now. Let's do this. Wait. Whatever. Okay. 3,700 millions of years ago. It's a lot. I don't know if you realize how much is that. It's millions of years ago. So the two most important evidences for us are the oldest fossils are found here. The oldest fossils. So this is why we know this date, because we have calculated how old these fossils are, and this is more or less. They think life started even before, no? Because if you see fossils here, it means life started even before, probably. So it's around 4 billion years ago, they think. And the second one is the oldest living beings. They are called extremophiles because they are bacteria that live in extreme environments. They live here also. So these are the two most important evidences for believing this is where life started. It could be anywhere, but they know it was somewhere with water. There is also another theory that says it was not underwater, but in a pool. So it was like a pool, and below there was a volcano. It's the same, but in the surface, not underwater. It doesn't matter because more or less they think with this. You need energy, you need water, and you need ingredients, like a kitchen. Okay, so here started for me the first property of the consciousness, membrane. Why the membrane? The membrane is very important. If you have a membrane, this means that inside you can go against the properties of the universe. And the most important one in this case is entropy. Do you know what entropy is?
Enlighten us. Enlighten us.
You know someone?
No.
No, you are physics, no? You work a lot with physics.
I'm engineer.
Yeah, you work a lot, no, with physics?
Yes, but I didn't heard about it.
No? Maybe with another name?
I know, but in Turkish terms I can explain. I don't know.
I know the membrane.
So tell them, maybe they can translate.
Can you say it again?
Entropy.
Entropy, işte mesela bunun bir yoğunluğu var ya, destiny, yoğunluk, density, az yoğunluktan çok yoğundan az yoğuna geçince dediği gibi o oluyor.
Disorganized, something? Measure of disorganization? Something
Yeah,
like that?
this is the most general explanation. Like technically it's not that, but for like when you want to explain this fast, you explain like that. It's like the universe tends to be disorganized, like tend to be like a homogeneous thing, no? Like if you leave this room to pass time, like everything comes dust, everything comes the same, like it tends to, like they call like the
Entropy, right?
entropy.
Sorry.
It's like the level of disorganization of a system.
Entropy.
And it's a universal law. Everything tends
Entropy.
to be disorganized.
Just write it down.
But, wanna say something?
Do you want me to say something?
It's gonna be like this the whole class.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
What did they produce after this?
Eh?
You just said gal?
Yeah,
Dude. Okay, I shall call you dude afterwards.
perfect.
What did it produce after this? What do you think?
What?
What was the end result of this? What's the production?
The end result?
What does this reaction produce?
Entropy.
No. What do you mean? It created
So you said like it's created, yeah? What?
a membrane first.
Where is the experiment?
At the start, the Earth start cooling down, right?
Not so cool down. The Earth started very recently, so the Earth was very hot.
Yes, and after that, it start to cooling down. After that, the life start.
No, it wasn't cooling down because they have a lot of volcanoes. It was pretty hot, the Earth, in this time. This is why so much energy give room for chemical reaction a lot. It was underwater. The water was very important for life.
The membrane is the outside of the cells, right?
What?
When we speaking about the membrane,
Yeah.
we're speaking about the membrane of the cells, right?
Yeah. Is the
So it's the first
the first step
existence, yeah,
of life,
of life.
according to my research. Based on evidence. So why it is important? Because entropy tends to make everything disorganized, But you can go against entropy inside, locally, they say. Universally, it always goes like higher, but here it can go against life. So what is life? It's like organizing atoms, organizing a structure. So this is very important why the membrane started, and this is also why when life is feeling hard for me, I think about entropy because like being alive is literally going against a universal law. So this is why life is very hard for me because it's very hard not to be alive. You have to get resources. You have to all the time. You are working against the universe. According to the universe, you should be dead, but by a lot of chance, it was created a
I
mechanism.
thought universe was love. Why
Eh?
is it trying to kill us? I thought universe was love. Why is it trying to kill us?
No, universe is everything. Love is something we should use to have a better life.
If universe is everything, why are you always connecting it to love and nothing else?
Because I want you to use love to improve your life.
What are you? Are you like life coach or something?
Yeah.
Also, if it is according to your research correct, why don't they do the experiment of it and just prove it as scientific evidence and fact? Why don't they do the experiments of it if they know?
They have a few, like it's called the opaline experiment.
And was it successful?
Yeah, they saw you can create organic molecules from inorganic molecules.
So if that was the correct, why don't we take this as the origin of life? Why are there many other theories still?
Because it has two important evidence: the oldest fossils and the oldest living beings.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If this is correct, if they did the experiment and they actually achieved this, why is it not the fact, and why there's still many theories about the origin of life that's still considered valid?
Because it was 3,700 years ago. You cannot be sure about anything with so much time. It's like in 100 years everything is erased by rain, by
So
snow,
this is just a guess.
by weather. No, not a guess.
But you just said there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
So this is just a guess.
Is the best guess. The best.
In your opinion.
The best theory.
They're abiogenesis. They also made the experiment and they also produced amino acids. So
Yeah.
why didn't you accept that one?
Abiogenesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is abiogenesis. This is it.
This is the word volcano, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not different.
Eh?
They're not different.
But abiogenesis mean
It includes all of them. Doesn't matter where they're started.
yeah,
That's what you-
creating life from non-life. This is what abiogenesis mean. Yeah, this is literally what I'm explaining. Abiogenesis.
They say in the atmosphere during that time there were no hydrogen because even if there were, they would just go out. And while they make the abiogenesis, they did achieve the amino acids, which is not living, but just part of one living. They also achieved things that are toxic that would kill them, so that's why that research is not possible. What do you mean? Say something.
So, what's the question?
So why are you accepting it?
This?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't accept it. He says that
He's accepting it.
no. He says that
Why don't we ask him? Are you accepting it?
This is the one I believe the
he
most.
said the strongest guess
Yeah,
among the other guesses.
No, I said yes. He's not saying yes.
yeah, I said that. The strongest, everything, the strongest theory for me.
The other
But
theory is still
They're still producing cyanide with it, which kills any living if there was any living.
Because they are called extremophiles.
No, cyanide would have killed any living. It may not kill the amino acids, but it will kill any living that might have come from that amino acid if there was any.
No, because they are living right now, living beings there. They are called extreme files.
No, in that experiments,
Yeah.
I don't know if there is right now in that volcano there like cyanide, but in that experiment they produce toxic liquids that would kill any livings. That's why that experiment is not accepted as like completely true because it's not.
Yeah.
Then I'm asking why do you have to like accept one? Why can't you just not accept anything? Why do you have to pick one?
Because I'm not a relativist. I believe there are truth.
But what if they didn't find the truth yet?
Yeah, they probably don't.
Until they find it, you're gonna stick closest to
To the one with most evidences.
even though it has its flaws and faults.
Because
Yeah.
you have to.
Everything has
You don't
flaws.
have to do anything.
You have to.
Why would you have to believe in something?
Because
Because if not, you and
Just why can't you just
A
leave a
relativist.
question mark? Like
Yeah.
we don't know. Why can't you just leave a question mark?
yeah, I'm not saying this is the absolute truth. I'm saying this
No,
is
I know there's no such thing as absolute truth, but like why do you have to pick one about anything?
because I believe there is truth. So I believe, like I'm not a relativist. I don't think everything is possible. No, or you came to this lesson or you didn't came. For me, there are not alternative universe,
That's not the same thing.
alternative.
That's
yeah.
not the same thing. What we're talking about is a situation where there are many theories and none of them is actually completely accurate. And you're saying we have to pick one.
No, I pick one
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why do we have to pick one?
because I really like what I read about
You're
this.
like, so you pick on based on what you like. Okay, cool.
No, but I like because it's evidence, it's scientific evidence.
But it's not accurate.
Eh,
It's not accurate.
it is the oldest fossil and the oldest living beings. Something has to mean.
Just because there's evidence doesn't mean it's proof.
I mean, like, how do you prove
Yeah,
something?
for now it's for now it's maybe in the future will change.
You are a-
No, even for now, it has many flaws. Even for now.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but
So why do we have to pick one?
He can.
I mean, he can. I'm not saying he can't. Dude. You guys are so focused on the action. I'm talking about the idea. Why do we have multiple options, and why do we have to pick one? What's the problem? Why can't we just leave that as a question?
we have to believe it because we are building the structure.
yeah.
Are you building
Is
the
it-
structure?
I mean, I'm talking about this. I mean, origin. We need an origin. Is it not important to be the very truth? It can have flaws, but we gotta select one to have a start point.
Dude,
Or
it has
else-
so many flaws that they
or-
say it cannot happen. That's the flaw. It cannot happen. That's the thing.
Or else we can't move on. We can't build.
We can
We
make
choose
the.
something. We have to choose something because
Yeah.
we
Why
are
do you have to?
choosing
Are you a
something.
scientist, bro?
A
Like you
starting
have to
point.
choose and go on. Is that it?
I mean, everybody has to choose. I mean,
Why?
it doesn't, I don't have to be a scientist to choose.
You don't have to be like you said we have to choose in order to add something on top of it, and I'm asking, are you scientists that you need to add something on top of it?
I don't need to I don't need to be a scientist. Because, like, think like Newton, Einstein. Einstein come up with a theory,
Yeah.
and it wasn't true
No, but it was true back then.
back then.
It's not
but,
true right now.
But it's not right now because
This is not true even right now.
Einstein came up with a new theory.
Yeah, but until
True.
Einstein came, it was true. It was
Yes.
true. This is not true. Do you
So-
get me?
So you are the one choosing now.
I'm not choosing. I'm saying this has many flaws that makes it almost not true, because they're saying how can it live in cyanide and formaldehyde, and you're using hydrogen, which they say many scientists said that couldn't be in the atmosphere. Now I'm saying with this many flaws that makes it almost impossible for it to happen, why do we have to choose one?
But with many flaws. First, where do you see an atmosphere here?
What do you mean?
Do you see an atmosphere there?
How is that related?
Because you said one of the flaws is there is no hydrogen in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
Do you see an atmosphere there? The
but there's
atmosphere,
hydrogen there.
the atmosphere is here, no?
There shouldn't be hydrogen there,
Why not?
because that's what
what is-
scientist says.
What
That
is water made of?
scientist says that there shouldn't be any hydrogen there, because even if there were, they would have just left the atmosphere because they were so light.
What is water made of?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
So?
How did they get separated?
Come on, you know this chemical
That's
process.
water vapor. It's not the same thing as hydrogen.
Yeah, it is. Like, no, not vapor, but when you, when you chemical reaction create, they separate the compounds. Well, this is basic
They
chemistry.
say that's not enough to make that amino acids, or what are you making membrane?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have to criticize everything. This is why I like science.
That's what I'm saying. When it has this many flaws, why
I-
do you have to pick something?
This many, I don't see it as many. It was like a counter argument, but I don't see it as strong.
Why is it not strong? Scientists says that
And
there
also
could
the
be hydrogen.
cyanide thing is they can't, most living beings can't live there, but if living beings are living there right now, I mean, you need more proof it's possible to live there.
No, the experiment that they made produced cyanide and formaldehyde. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying. They cannot live in that environment.
But they are living right now, so how do you
Is there
say that?
cyanide and formaldehyde there?
Yeah, there's everything there. It's the extreme environment.
You're gonna make me research.
It's
Okay.
extreme. They call it
Okay.
extreme fire.
What was the volcano?
They're called fumarole, technically. Fumarole. This is why they are called extreme fires, because they are living beings that they are the only one that can live in this environment. It's like extreme acidity, extreme salty, extreme heating, extreme everything. So this is why they are the oldest also. Okay, so we have the entropy. So the entropy allows here to be organized. You can organize the molecules and whatever. So this is very important. Also for me, this is the start point of selfishness. No, why all living beings are selfish? No, why we have to take care of ourselves more than anyone else? Because you cannot care about what's happening outside. No, if you want to be alive, you have to care about what's happening inside. So this is for me the origin of selfishness, also like a membrane, no? To separate the external world from the inside world. Okay. Okay, so we have the first, and now we go for the second property of consciousness, the genes. Actually, they don't know which one came first. If the membrane of the genes, for me, I chose the membrane because it makes more sense for me. Like you need to protect what's inside first, because you know, if you create the genes, but if they are not protected, they will get like dissoluted, no, in the water or in the chemical process. So, yeah, what do you know about the DNA? You know something about the DNA?
Yes. Mm. They are two strains actually.
Yeah, these ones.
I took it in the biology class.
Yeah, they carry all the
15
information.
years ago.
So these are probably the very similar to the first molecules of life. Sugar, literally, we are sugar. Phosphate and this nitrogenous base. The important thing here is the nitrogen, because the nitrogen allows to create chemical bonds, like they are
Hydrogen bonds.
attracted like magnets, and these bonds create the double structure. So the theory, because as I said, when you go back so much in time, you don't have evidences, because evidences get destroyed by the weather, by everything. So this is so hard to understand. We didn't know anything about before 200 years ago. So the theory is you have one strand of DNA. Okay? This helps to create another strand, because it's like it's like a magnet. You have one magnet, and this magnet attract another magnet, so you have another strand here. Okay, so this repeat a lot. You have a lot here, a lot here. So when there is a lot inside, it gets the osmotic pressure. It means osmolarity. When you have a lot of substances inside a cell, the more water enter to have the same osmolarity, whatever. What it means is, when you have a lot, the cell starts to divide, because it has a lot of pressure inside. So the cell divides, and then you have two membranes, because we cannot speak about life yet. It's just random compounds. They get to each other because they are attracted by magnetic bonds and whatever. So you have two here. So you have the same. And this is how we can start talking about heritage, no? Because every children have the same information as the parent. So this is more or less how they think life started. This is one of the hardest things. Like literally, the exact moment this happened is so hard. Like I was reading a lot, and I still don't understand very well how it happened. But this is my idea of what I read. It makes sense, at least. Like it allows for all the laws of the universe and all the science. It's good enough for science.
Wait, what is very unlikely?
Eh?
What is very unlikely? I missed it.
To understand this exact moment, like the moment you have like two strands of RNA, they get divided, and every new membrane have the same information. Like the exact moment life started. It's very hard to understand.
You mean mitosis?
No, this is when life is already very developed. Not the exact moment, literally the first second of life. We don't know.
The
Obviously.
second step of life.
This, like this.
After the creation of the
You have the membrane and the genes, so the exact moment.
So how did genes get inside the membrane?
Eh?
How did that happen? How did the genes get inside the membrane?
Because the membrane it allows for some substances to come, and it's like they call semi-permeable. So
Where did the DNA come from?
the DNA is the first molecule of this. You have sugar, phosphate.
Yeah, where did it come from?
From the volcano.
What a miracle volcano.
Rather,
So in DNA there are like four bases, but then they make a lot of combinations.
Yeah.
And you think that was random?
And it was magnets.
No, I mean, yeah, they do that, but the combination of that. So of course they combine together, but then the combination of the whole sequel. Do you think that's at random?
It started as random, and then it got better. When you have this, you can start speaking about natural selection, because the better membrane and the better RNA survive, no? And the worst, they die. So you have natural selection now. The better survive, the worst die. The more stable survive, no? Because a lot of molecules get together, but these in particular, they are the most stable. So this is why we have these molecules now. It's natural selection. We just, yeah, the most stable chemically.
How did it replicate itself?
Yeah, this is what I was explaining. You have one strand, so this strand serves as a mold for the next strand. No?
How did the membrane replicate itself?
Eh?
How did the membrane replicate itself?
Yeah, this is what I was explaining, but you were looking. So when you have
So sorry.
when you have a lot of they get accumulated, so the osmotic pressure goes up, and this make the membrane to divide itself.
Why doesn't it burst? Why does it divide?
Yeah, it bursts. So it bursts and it creates two small membranes.
But when it burst, didn't DNA get contact with the environment and dissolve?
Yeah, you're speaking about many oats. There is many of membranes have the same things in the same time, and not all of them were success to divide it. Just one
Yeah.
were divided, and or some we don't know.
How did it divide it?
Well, he got a point actually.
By
when
osmotic pressure.
they
Osmotic pressure causes burst, not
Yeah.
division.
yes, the others
But-
maybe they burst, but
And they get
some of them.
Well, how
Survive.
what made them different than the others?
Which
Well, maybe the environment.
the compounds. Some compounds are more stable than others.
What
So-
compounds?
So they think it was lipids. They have many theories about which was the first membrane. Lipids is one theory, because we are lipids. Lipids.
We have everything.
No, but the membrane is lipids.
Okay.
But not all of them.
Huh?
Not all of us.
What do you mean not all of us? Not all of us have lipids? What do you mean?
No. I'm speaking about the creation. There is many humans. They don't have the ability that you have. That's what about.
What is my ability?
No, not all the humans came to life complete. I'm speaking about the oats. There is many oats there is a healthy babies, a healthy humans came to life, but there is other oats that they aren't, and there is some oats that they can't survive. So
That's life
the-
from life. This is different. That's non-life from life. So
No,
that the possibilities are.
Actually, membrane and DNA means a lot.
They don't make life. That's not life. That's membrane and DNA. It's not life. And how many sequences do we have in RNA? Like how many? How long
No,
is it?
DNA and membrane are alive.
They're not.
They're just materials.
They're not.
They-
They're really not. I'm not making fun of you.
No,
They're
but
not.
where would the DNA found?
Ask him.
Inside the what's it called?
Cell?
Membrane.
No, inside the cell there is what's it called?
RNA, RNA.
Nucleus? Mitosis?
Yeah.
I don't know what you
The nucleus
Organelles.
appear 2,000 years later.
How long is the RNA?
We don't know.
Ah.
Probably very short. It was not RNA. It was probably another molecule, but very similar to RNA. RNA. So difficult to use that from. It was, yeah, everything is hypothesis. What was this? How this got, no? It has many properties, this strand, like auto-replicative, auto-cutting itself, and another auto, I don't remember.
Physical action.
Auto-structuring.
It's actually doing this.
Yeah, this is random. By chance, this got with a membrane. By more even chance, because this is when you give physics, no, thousands of millions of years, you have like the most small possibility is very probable, because if you give 0.001% of possibility infinite time, it becomes very possible. Okay. Next.
But she got a point. I've researched the cell, and there is a lot of things outside the nucleus. There is a mitochondria and the other.
Organelles.
Yeah, but this is later, eh? This is here. We are here
But,
yet.
but to reproduce life, I think the mitochondria and other.
It's not reproducing like it's life consciously. It's not. It's just divides with the effects of physics. It's not alive.
Yes,
At
but
this point.
Membranes, they don't divide by osmosis. They divide by mitosis or meiosis, and when they get big, as he said, osmosis, they burst. They don't become complete afterwards. They burst out, and that's it. The end. So that's like just a theory, as he said, like because we
Yes,
don't know
one of
if
them.
there is a possibility of them not bursting out and just completing themselves
So
by
you're
themselves.
saying they're alive right now at this stage?
They're not alive. What I'm saying is that when the DNA gets exposed, it's just done. It like when membrane bursts open, it doesn't build itself back
So
up.
how it's divides?
Meiosis and mitosis, they divide with organelles. There is no organelle here, so that divisions are not. They're not a possibility.
So not by physics.
No. I mean, it could be. I don't know if there was a mechanism for them to build themselves back
When
up.
you see a bubble, no? When you make bubbles,
They burst, and
no,
that.
you divide it into. So it's not that
Yeah,
hard.
How
to
do you
do.
divide into bubbles?
When you make bubbles, no, with soap.
How do you divide it into two?
You
When
can-
you press your button, it's just boop.
Yeah, but if you take it with the tool,
That's
You
not.
did- you divide
It's
it
not the
into.
same thing as.
But this is
membranes.
how surface work. It's not hard to manage, to be honest. Like you never seen like.
But that's like your hand. You said we do it with hand or with something. There is no something that could do that.
Yeah, you have a lot of pressure, a lot of heat, a lot of things.
Heat and pressure, they don't make membrane divided
We're
into two.
speaking about membrane.
And you have like, no, if it gets broken, as you said, it can, no, if this is, they call
Sandy
the,
grain can do the trick.
this is called the primitive soup. So there are molecules everywhere. So if the membrane gets broken, just new molecules attach because they are lipids, so lipids attract lipids.
Like it's a possibility. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Nobody was there.
I know. Like this is all just possibility and hypothesis, and okay, might be.
Yeah. Yeah.
My question is, why don't they do the experiments of it and prove it? There is no proof.
They
Do
still,
the experiments.
No proof? Is there no proof?
no, of course there is no proof,
There is
and
no-
they still experiment.
This is why they call hypotheses and theories. This is not facts yet.
But they are relying on something.
Yeah, it's not.
They're relying. That's the.
It's not on the sky.
What do you think they're relying on?
I think they're relying on this.
It's
With
a
a lot
lie.
of- with a lot of time.
This is hypothesis. This is not something. Hypothesis is like you make an observation and you think that that could be the reason, and then you make an experiment. But we haven't done the experiment, and as he said, they don't know how was the atmosphere or whatever. And even if they produce amino acids, it's not living. Even if they produce membrane, that's not living.
But
Make a
this
living
is-
thing that we will accept that theory.
You can't make a living thing right
Oh,
now.
they
But
did.
you have to.
Why can't we make a living thing if that theories are correct?
Because
We can't go the old times.
No, if so, they say there's a conditions that make it happen, right? There was lightning, there was this atmosphere that
So
make
you're
it
saying
happen.
if we
Why
make
don't we
all
replicate,
conditions
yes,
like
in a
this,
laboratory and make it? They trying to do it, but they haven't achieved it.
yeah,
So when they achieve it, I will pick one of the theories.
But it took millions
Yeah.
of years, and scientists doesn't have millions of
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, but they haven't
But-
even done one of the organelles or one of the whatever.
Yeah, but
They
Yeah,
can
that's
make a
we
computer
work
simulation,
faster
yes.
than the old times.
With the
Because
computer
they-
simulation.
Yeah.
What? Dude, that's biology. It's not computer simulation. You can make
Yeah,
a computer
it's
simulation
very-
for bacteria, for division of bacteria because we know, but you cannot make it for this because we don't know what the simulation is going to be.
Why?
this is why this
We
is
don't know.
one of the hardest things to understand because we only know
Yeah, that's
This-
what I'm saying. We don't know. That's why we cannot make a computer simulation.
this step only happened once in the universe. So
then try make it again.
Yeah, something that
In a
only happens
laboratory.
once in the universe,
But
you're gonna make it again.
the scientists are claiming that they know the atmosphere, they know the environment, they know what happened, how it happened, then make the experiment and prove it. That's the whole point of science. You cannot just say, oh, it happened once, we cannot make it again. That's your whole point of being a scientist, to
They
make
can
it happen.
they can make it, but in computer simulations
No.
because they don't have millions
It
of
doesn't
years.
happen in computer simulation.
Why?
You cannot make it in computer
They do,
simulation
they
because
do.
you don't know what's the outcome is going to be. In order to make a computer simulation, you have to know what's going to happen.
I mean, then there will be no randomizers anyway.
Yeah.
Randomizers,
It's all
Are
became
different things.
random.
You don't
It's
know what is
all
happening.
random.
that's not the same thing.
Why?
Because they haven't done this, like it's not happening. So you can make a computer simulation of a bacteria dividing because we know how it's going to happen, but we haven't done it.
No, but you make it before also. You can put all the molecules that were there and you can see how the molecules organize themselves. And they have done it. And they think you can create organic compounds. Not life, but organic. Organic means like, yeah, things inside life or compounds life use. But for this experiment, you need millions of years, so you cannot run millions of years.
So you doesn't have to
You
know
don't
what's
need
going
really
to happen
years.
next.
Yeah.
Simulation.
This is why it's a simulation, because you are,
Like in the AI.
yeah, you're looking for the result. You don't know beforehand.
I guess there's simulations with AI of about origins of life. I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, there are. To understand which compounds were there, what.
Yeah.
So why one of them couldn't be success?
Ask them.
I mean, there are a lot of YouTube videos you
Yeah,
can check. and
I'm
simulations.
doing now a simulation, and doing a simulation, of course, it's more easier than the experiment itself, of course. But it's still they couldn't do it. So
They couldn't do it.
yes,
Which
they
one?
couldn't create a life.
It's in simulation they couldn't bring a life.
No, in
Either.
simulation they maybe can, but
You say they can, so why?
no, in the simulations maybe they can, but after they made the experiment, they couldn't, because if they were, so
First, they
couldn't
tried
do
to make the simulation come true. We're talking about billions of years. I mean,
it.
first,
No, but in laboratory you can create any environment you want.
I mean,
No.
it took billions of. The processes were
No,
long
we can't.
because it's impossible because processes were long. So
Yeah.
that's why you
Yes.
rely on
They
lack
didn't
of-
even make the organelle.
The lack of
The organelle,
environment-
they didn't even make the organelle. In the environment that they're claiming their atmosphere was like, they couldn't even make it.
Yeah, because you cannot.
What do you mean
Yes.
you cannot?
You cannot.
and there is
You
so
cannot
many
know
holes.
what was here. You can
Yeah,
suppose.
The one that they're claiming, scientists are claiming, most of them, that's the atmosphere is like. They still couldn't make it like that. So
Yeah, the atmosphere is not important at all, but yeah, how the
It's
water
not.
was, the volcano,
atmosphere is not important.
because it was underwater. But
The thing that you put, that hydrogen, all the other things, that they're the atmosphere, and they cannot make it in the atmosphere that they're claiming it's
yeah,
was.
they cannot make it yet.
Yet. So
Yeah, because you cannot reproduce one of the most mysterious transition, you know, like from non-life to life. We are still understanding. 200 years ago, we thought it was like popcorn. So imagine if we are like babies understanding this topic. We have just created AI. AI has 1 year, and we are talking about why AI didn't simulate it, give it.
then why are we acting like we're so sure about how it started when we're, as you said, just a babies trying to understand it?
Who is so sure?
They're writing it on books and they're like showing it as if it's proven
Yeah,
scientific
because
evidence.
this is how science works. You develop a system and you see if the system keep up with the new evidence or not.
But you didn't even find the evidence. You didn't do the experiment. How is that?
Yeah, we have to suppose, no, like life started, so we have to make theories based no on the present, how it started.
Until it's proven wrong, it's
Yeah.
wrong, right?
No,
Yes.
no, that's not how
It's
it.
until
Until it's proven wrong, it's right. No, that's not it.
Mhm.
Science, the whole
Why?
job of science is to prove it